Hi friends, I am Vinod Shankaran. Welcome to yet another episode of my channel. Today we are going to discuss about definition of p-value, the meaning of threshold value for p that we'll discuss in layman's language, or we can call it as the alpha value or the significant value. How to interpret this alpha value or why we need to keep it at 0.05 or zero point 0.1 that we will discuss, and interpretation of different p-values from the same population and its meaning that we will discuss in this video. Understanding the p-value. Let us look at the definition. The definition of p-value is that the p-value is the probability of obtaining a test statistics equal to or more extreme than the observed sample value given that HO is true. Let us look at one example. If the z statistics equal to 1.96, the p-value is the probability of getting z statistics that is equal to 1.96 or farther away from 0 in either direction, assuming that HO is true. It is the smallest alpha that can be set that will result in the research hypothesis being accepted. So this is the smallest alpha that can be set. Anything beyond this side or this side, it is assumed that it is not part of this particular population. Therefore, if p-value is less than alpha, reject null hypothesis or the HO, and if p-value is more than alpha or equal to or more than alpha, do not reject HO. The easy way to remember is that ho low null go. Now let us just see that whether we need to keep the alpha value at 0.01, 0.05 or zero point 0.1 in order to interpret the p-value. Let us understand the whole concept with an example in layman's language, or without applying any statistical formulas into it. We will just try to perceive what is the meaning of p-value or why we need to keep it at either 0.01, 0.05 or zero point 0.1. Let us say we toss a coin for 10 times and what are all going to be the outcomes. Here our null hypothesis is that the coin is fair or unbiased, and the alternate hypothesis is that the coin is special or biased. So let us see what are all the possible outcomes. 5 tails and 5 heads. This is quite possible. It is a 50-50% chance. 6 tails and 4 heads, or 6 heads and 4 tails. Yes, this is also a possibility for a fair coin. 7 tails and 3 heads, or 7 heads and 3 tails. Yes, this is a possibility for a fair coin, but still we start doubting the fairness of the coin, that why 70% is tails or 70% is heads and the rest is either head or tail. 80% tails and 20% heads, or 8 tails and 2 heads, or 8 heads and 2 tails. Yes, we have to start thinking about the fairness of the coin. We have to start suspecting the fairness of the coin, because even though it is a probability that if you toss a coin 10 times, this kind of outcomes are possible, but still it is, we have to start suspecting our the fairness of the coin, or we have to start thinking that whether coin is biased or unbiased. 9 tails and 1 head, 9 heads and 1 tail. Yes, this is also a possibility, but still this is quite unfair that we get, if you toss 10 times we get this kind of outcomes. Even though it is a possibility, but we have to start suspecting the fairness of the coin, or we have to start saying that this coin is biased. And finally 10 tails and or 10 heads is possibility, but it is quite impossible that if you toss a coin for 10 times and you get all the 10 heads or all the 10 tails. So from here we can see that from this point onwards we will start suspecting the fairness of the coin. So same thing when you do a distribution at one point of time we have to start suspecting our null hypothesis. So this is the point where we have to keep as a threshold value, or we have to say that this is the alpha value. So let us discuss p-value and its some misperceptions or some wrong understanding about p-value. We'll do it with an example. The average height of the school students are assumed to be 170 centimeter with a standard deviation of 7 centimeter. Two sets of samples of 30 numbers each collected, and following are the results of p-value. So here the population mean is 170 centimeter with a population standard deviation of 7 centimeter, and we have collected sample 1 of 30 numbers and sample 2 of 30 numbers, and we calculated the mean value as well as p-value. Here is the result. So here from the sample 1 we can see that the result is mean value is 171.47 and its corresponding p-value is 0.251, and for sample 2 the mean value is 169 and its corresponding p-value is 0.434. So can we say that the p-value of sample 2 is better than sample 1? The answer is no. If it is a two-tailed normal distribution, the probability of occurring an event is actually from minus infinity to plus infinity. However, we have kept a threshold value as 0.025 on either side. So any point falls beyond this value or this value, we have to consider that the value has come from a different distribution. So anything falls between these two values, that is 95% confidence interval, we have to consider that the value has come from the same population, or we have to say that our null hypothesis is true. Hence, we need not to compare the p-value of 0.251 or 0.434 since both have come from the same distribution. So following points we discussed in this video: the definition of p-value and where to keep a threshold value of p, or why we need to keep a threshold value of p, that also we have seen, and the interpretation of different p-values from the same population or some misperception or confusion among the p-value, that also we discussed. So friends, hope that you all enjoyed this video.